Friends from the press, good afternoon. Welcome to today's regular press conference. First, a piece of announcement. At the invitation of the Maldivian President-elect Mohamed Muizzu, President Xi Jinping's special envoy and state councilor Shen Yiqing will pay a visit to Maldives from November 15th to 18th and attend the inauguration ceremony of the new president to be held on November 17th in Malé. At the invitation of the government of Sri Lanka, state councilor Shen Yiqing will visit Sri Lanka from November 18th to 21st.
谢谢发言人。人民日报记者提问。我们注意到，中美双方都发布了元首会晤的消息。美国白宫国安会不具名高官10日称，此次会晤的目标是管控竞争和泛冲突风险，确保沟通渠道畅通。美方过去几十年试图塑造或改变中国的努力已经失败。美方将就双边议题及热点问题向中方表达关切。美方不支持台独，希望保持现状，反对中国在台海日益频繁的军事行动。美方还将在南海问题上强调对菲律宾的安全承诺。关于巴以冲突，希望中国向伊朗表明，以防不应触动当前中东冲突升级和蔓延。请问中方对此有何回应？谢谢。
会议习近平主席应邀赴美国举行中美元首会晤，中方已经发布了消息。
announced that President Xi Jinping will travel to San Francisco for a China-US summit meeting. The two presidents will have in-depth communication on issues of strategic, overarching, and fundamental importance in shaping China-US relations and major issues concerning world peace and development. China views and handles its relations with the U.S. in accordance with the three principles of mutual respect, peaceful coexistence, and win-win cooperation proposed by President Xi Jinping. Major country competition is inconsistent with the trend of our times and won't solve the U.S. problems or the challenges faced by the world. China doesn't fear competition, but opposes defining China-U.S. relations with competition. Speaking of concerns, the U.S. needs to respect China's concerns and the legitimate rights to development, rather than focus merely on its own concerns at the cost of China's interests. Attempting to remodel other countries based on one's own will or model is wishful thinking from the very beginning. It is also typical hegemony and is doomed to fail. China does not seek to change the U.S., nor should the U.S. seek to shape or reform China. We hope the U.S. will act on its pledge that it does not seek a new Cold War with China, and that it has no intention to seek a conflict with China and work with China to bring the relations back to the sound track of sound and stable development. The status quo in the Taiwan Strait is that both sides of the strait belong to one and the same China. It is the DPP authorities and external forces supporting and conniving at their separatist agenda that are changing the status quo. The Taiwan question is China's internal affair, and resolving it is a matter for the Chinese that brook no foreign interference. Successive U.S. administrations have made clear commitments on the Taiwan question. During the summit meeting in Bali, the U.S. said explicitly that the U.S. government does not support Taiwan independence. The U.S. needs to stay committed to one China and oppose Taiwan independence with concrete actions. China has made it clear on multiple occasions the nature of issues related to the South China Sea and its principled position. China will neither take any inch of territory that is not us, nor give up any inch of territory that belongs to us. China is committed to settling relevant disputes through negotiation with relevant countries and has firm determination in safeguarding national sovereignty and territorial integrity. The U.S. should stop finding excuses and interfering in disputes between China and relevant countries over territorial and maritime rights and interests. Still less contain and encircle China under the pretext of relevant issues. The world is closely following the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. China has always been on the side of equity and justice, in close communication with relevant parties, and committed to de-escalating the situation and protecting civilians. We hope that the U.S. can be objective and just and play a constructive role in ending hostilities as soon as possible.
下一个问题。
谢谢发言人。香港中评社记者提问：据报道，中国和尼泊尔之间的里兹口岸今天正式开通，发言人能否证实？可否进一步介绍有关情况？谢谢。
通过中国和尼泊尔两国的友好协商和共同努力，里兹乃琼口岸今天中午正式举行开通仪式，这是落实两国领导人共识的重要举措之一。这一口岸是中尼之间开通的第四对客货双通口岸。中方欢迎里兹乃琼口岸顺利开通，相信这将进一步便利两国贸易和人员往来，促进中尼边境地区的经济社会发展，切实造福两国人民。下一个问题。
彭博社的记者，我们有一个关于这个波音客机方面的问题，就是据报道，就是在那个中美两国元首旧金山会晤期间呢，中国可能会同意，就是向这个承诺向购买波音737 MAX 这个飞机，这意味着两国关系就是迎来了这个破冰。这也是波音公司盼望已久的一个这个交易，请问您对这儿有何评论？
这个问题我建议你向中方的主管部门了解。下一个问题。
谢谢发言人。法新社记者提问。日本媒体近日报道称，本月3日，一名日本男子在湖南省高级人民法院被判刑。该男子于2019年在长沙被捕，涉嫌违反中国的反间谍法。所以，请问外交部能否证实这一判决？
关于案件的具体情况，建议向中方的主管部门了解。我可以告诉你的是，中国是法治国家，依法处理有关的案件，并依法保障当事人的各项合法权益。下一个问题。
谢谢发言人。中新社记者提问：上周五，美国费城交响乐团来北京举办纪念乐团首次访华50周年音乐会。习近平主席复兴乐团的总裁兼首席执行官勉励乐团为中美人文交流和各国人民友好再续新篇。美国总统拜登也向乐团致贺信。我们想请问中方如何看待此次活动对中美关系的影响？谢谢。
我们祝贺纪念费城交响乐团访华50周年音乐会成功举办。我也注意到这个音乐会的演出现场，既有中美两国观众都耳熟能详的经典作品二泉映月，也有融合中西方交响乐的创新作品唐诗的回响。可以说，这次音乐会记录了中美跨越半个世纪的友谊，也收获了现场观众的热烈反响。民间交往和人文交流始终是中美关系的重要组成部分，也是推动两国关系发展的源头活水。正如习近平主席在复信中指出，音乐跨越国界，文化架起桥梁。50年前，乐团来华开启了中美文化交流的破冰之路，在中美关系正常化中具有非常重要的意义。50年后的今天，费城交响乐团和中国交响乐团以及多国的歌唱家一起在华演出，必将作为一段珍贵的佳话载入史册。习近平主席的复信和拜登总统的贺信，充分表明了两国领导人对于加强中美人文交流的高度重视和殷切期望。我们乐见中美人文交流不断深化和拓展，为促进两国人民相知相亲谱写更多的友好篇章。
那个今天就是彭博社今天也报道，就是泰国正在考虑将中国的抵达台湾一些就是受欢迎的这个旅游的这个目的地，就是提升泰国对中国tourist 旅游者的这个兴趣。请问您对此有何评论？因为有一些人呢，就是认为此举呢会影响泰国的一些主权方面的问题。
你是说让泰国的警察派到，还是中国的警察？ 我还不了解你提到的情况。
I'm not aware of
这个
the
问题建议
situation
向
that you
中方主
mentioned
管
and
了
refer
解。
you to competent authorities of China.
下一个问题。
Next question.
Question for Anadolu Agency. General Director of World Health Organization, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, said yesterday, Dar al-Shifa Hospital, the largest health facility in Gaza Strip, cannot serve basic functions as a medical facility anymore because of lack of electricity, water, and communications. He said number of patient deaths are significantly increasing. There are also reports about military strikes targeting the ICU, surgical units of the hospital, and maternity ward. What is Foreign Minister's comment on the situation in Dar al-Shifa and other medical facilities in Gaza?
加沙地带冲突已经持续了1个多月，当地的人道主义形势异常严峻。西法医院的困境是加沙人道危机的缩影。中方敦促当事方立即停火止战，全力保护平民，加大人道救援，缓解人道危机。国际社会有关各方应当为此采取切实举措，做出更大的努力。下一个问题。
谢发言人，总台央视记者提问。日前，沙特先后举办了沙特非洲峰会、阿拉伯伊斯兰五国家联合特别峰会和关于巴以冲突问题相关会议都呼吁立即停火，保护平民，实现人道主义准入，加大对加沙地带的人道援助，在两国方案的基础上实现巴勒斯坦国建国。目前的中方对此的看法。
当前加沙地带局势异常严峻，中方支持一切旨在推动冲突降级、恢复和平的努力。
escalate the situation and restore peace. The Saudi African Summit and the Joint Arab Islamic Extraordinary Summit sent out an unequivocal message of promoting a ceasefire, protecting civilians, scaling up humanitarian assistance, and implementing the two-state solution. We welcome the summits. Since the Palestinian-Israeli conflict broke out, China has been in close communication with relevant parties to call for ceasefire, end of violence, and restoration of peace. On putting an end to the conflict, our position is highly consistent with that of the vast Arab, Islamic, and African developing countries. China will work with relevant parties to continue to work relentlessly to protect civilians, de-escalate the situation, resume talks for peace, and realizing peace.
下一个问题。还有其他问题吗？
Any more questions?
那好，今天的记者会到此结束，谢谢大家。
This brings the end to today's regular press conference. Thank you.